Alright, so in this video today, we're going to teach you how to set up and then use the BrainCore Neurofeedback at-home training unit. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is kind of go over what's in the kit. So when you open up the kit, first thing you're going to see is an amplifier right here, which will connect to your computer. It's going to connect to the computer through this USB cord right here. Also, we're going to install the software on your computer with this flash drive right here. This has the software we need. In here, there's going to be a bag of sensors, which we're going to use as well for the training purposes. And there's also a bag of some material in here that we're going to use for training purposes as well, which will include a bottle of New Prep, which is used to clean surfaces that we're going to train. And then also the 1020 paste, which is designed to connect the leads to the scalp. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to let you see the computer monitor that I'm on right now so you can see exactly how to set up or install the Synapse software onto your computer. But remember, you will need to be connected to the internet to do this. Okay, in order to install the software, you're going to open up the flash drive. From there, you're going to click on the Synapse at Home Setup. This will open up the Setup wizard. When that opens up, you're going to click on Next, which is right down at the bottom here. After you click Next, you're going to click Install. This will begin the install of the files that are needed. Now, this can take a few minutes to do, but for this video, I went ahead and just sped it up a little bit, and we'll skip through some of that. When this is done, you're going to click on Finish right here. After we go to the finish, then we're going to pin this thing to the start as well, which I'll show you how to do. So now that it is installed, we're going to go down here to this Windows button down at the bottom left. Click on that. We can see it's right here at Synapse at Home, which is recently added. We're going to pin to start. You'll see it down at the bottom here. And we're going to drag this up to the desktop so it'll be easy to find later on. After that, we can go into, we'll actually look at the solo resources for BrainCore. This will let us see the programs that we'll be able to use for training purposes. Also, at this point, you could drag that solo file to your desktop as well to find. When we open this up, this shows us all the approved streaming feedback options, which is going to include YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, Prime Video, Disney Plus, Sling, Vudu. Any of these are fine to use. As a matter of fact, if you have this already on your computer, like if you have Netflix already on your computer that you're using, you can just open it up and you'll be able to use it from there. Or you can come through here, you'll click on it, open it up, you can put in your password and get going. After that, we'll close this out and you're basically ready to go. Alright, now we're going to go through setup. Setup can be done on your own, but for this purpose, we're going to actually show you how to do a setup on someone else or with help. Also, it's best to have the movie you want to watch ready to go before actually setting up before connecting the leads to yourself. But that's what we're going to go over right now, is connecting the leads. So the first thing we do is we're going to we have our home trainer connected over here, which you can't see right now. But we're going to take the left ear clip that says left ear. We're going to connect that right here to the left ear. I just leave this lead hanging down. We're also going to take, and usually put behind you or in front of you, it doesn't really matter. We're going to take the right ear clip that's connected to the right ear, it says on the trainer. We're going to connect that right there. And we're going to leave this right side lead just kind of hanging down. And then we're going to take this ground, which is another ear clip, and we're going to connect it either to the left or to the right. Alright, so once we have the ears connected, we're going to connect the leads next. Because they're connected to the ears, you know which lead goes where, which makes it much easier. So what we do is we take this 1020 paste, which is going to be the paste you use to connect to the head. We just put just a little bit on here, you don't want it to squish out too much, just a real small amount like that. Then we're going to connect this to the area of the brain that we want to train. So look straight forward. We go right to the center of the head up top. On this one, we're gonna do the frontal area, which is going to be up in the front of the head. So we go to the center of the head. We'll go over 1 thumb length to the left, and then forward 1 thumb length as well, which is usually right around the scalp line. So we're gonna connect this lead right there. Just gonna push on it. You'll see a little bit of it squish out, but you don't want too much of it to squish out. We're gonna do the same thing with the right lead. So we're gonna take the 10-20 paste. We're gonna put just a little bit on here. And we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go to the center of the head, find the ears, go straight up to the center of the head. We're gonna go over 1 thumb and forward 1 thumb as well. And we're gonna connect this lead right there as well. I'm going to push firmly on there so it has a nice good connection point. Now, as you can see on here, we have both leads connected right there. Now we're all connected. Also, at this point, if you're going to use hearing, if you're going to use earphones, you can actually put those on as well. And now we're ready to train. So now that you're connected, on the next step, when we start the training in the Synapse software, we're going to make sure you're connected through the Synapse software, which we'll show you how to do next. All right, the next thing we're going to do is open up the Synapse at Home software to actually start training. So it's best to have the movie ready to go. Whether you use a Netflix or Prime or whatever you're using, just make sure it's ready, the movie's already picked out, and you're ready to hit play on it. That'll make your life a lot easier. Once you open up the Synapse at Home software, this is going to, it takes a few minutes, or actually it really takes about 10 to 20 seconds, and the software will open up. And here it comes. It'll look like this. Right here, you're going to use the username that you were given to use. You're going to enter that into here. After you put in the username, you're also going to use the password that was given to you to use as well. And then you're going to click on Login. Once you logged in, you're going to click on Start Training. You're going to hit Begin. Now this tells you the area of the brain that we want to train. In this case, it's going to be the frontal area, F3, F4. So we want to make sure everything's connected, which in the previous video we can already tell it's connected well. Everything is green, which is what we're looking for. We'll hit Start there. We're going to check the amplifier connection here to make sure everything is connected well, that there's no disruption in there. Once that's done, it says at the bottom here, amplifier connected. It looks good. So next thing we're going to do is start connection test. And right here, you're going to see at the top, these lines will come in at the top there. And that is telling us that we have a good connection, and it's green right there. When it's green, that's good. It means we can start training as well. So the next thing we're going to do is click on this Start Training. Once that shows up, the next thing that's going to show up on here is going to be our max volume setting. So usually I put it around 50 to 60%. You can go higher if you want, you can go a little bit lower if you want, but that usually tends to be a pretty decent area. Click Done. Now we can see that we have a green connection, which is still good. We're going to put the minimum between 10 and 20%. So anywhere around there should be fine. For kids, I usually put around 15 to 20. For adults, usually 10 to 15. We're going to click on Start. And once we click on Start, it's actually going to begin training, and you'll see what kind of happens once we do click that. So now you can see that the monitor is dimming, which is normal. That's what it's supposed to do as the brain is training. We'll have the box in the top left corner, which will stay up the whole time, which is fine. That lets us see the connections. We would click on, and normally at this point we would click on the movie, and then you just start watching the movie. And then when you're done, you'll click on this little box right here again. You're going to hit Stop and Close. Normally it will give you an option to save, and you'll click Save. And then you're basically all done. Now remember, when you're doing the training, the volume should be going up and down as you train, as well as the monitor should be fading in and out as well. So that's it. You should be ready to go. Alright, so that concludes our setup and at-home training. If you have any questions though, feel free to give us a call anytime. Otherwise, enjoy your at-home training.